the situation on Mexican biodiversity before 2008 was this. Well, we have many contradicting policies regarding invasive species. We did not have any legislation. The institutions were not coordinated, so some institutions were bringing invasive species for production and some other were trying to eradicate them. And we didn't have enough capacities, and well, we didn't have any information what was happening. That's sort of why CONABIO got involved in invasive species. We kept getting all these requests like, we have a new species, is it good, is it bad? The good thing is, there is a very strong interest in Mexico to collaborate regarding invasive species, and we already have systems in place that can be used. For example, the rapid response systems that we have for the Ministry of Agriculture, for pests, or for the Ministry of Health. So the main thing we did when I started in CONABIO was to work on a national invasive species strategy. So this was published in 2010. We had about, well, over 25 or 27 institutions collaborating. That was very important. We didn't want it to be a strategy where CONABIO says, okay, you have to do this. We needed to find consensus and people to sort of feel that the document was theirs. Our objectives are prevention, control and eradication, and to have an informed public. And the cross-cutting strategic actions, again, is we need to have a legal framework that works, or that's specific for invasive species. We need to build capacities at all levels to enhance coordination, to boost communication and awareness, and to increase knowledge. So that was, CONABIO goes into the increased knowledge bit, although you'll find out we're sort of everywhere, like an invasive a bit. So, next one. Our project has two outcomes. So first is developing, again, decision-making tools, sectorial guidance and regulations, and to work on the interinstitutional framework. And it has a very strong practical component. So one is the work on islands. They'll be working on 6 different islands and on 9 different protected areas inland, with the idea of extrapolating the lessons learned into other parts of Mexico. So far we've evaluated over 450 species of a list of almost 2,000. And we have a database that sort of spits out the results automatically. So we can prioritize species, and it gives you something like this, like that species information sheet with a value. Okay? So we put together the list. So we have a base list of over 2,000 species. And we have specimen records for the species. We have species information sheets. We have references, maps, and we also have 32 projects currently running out of 49 that we have supported so far. These are some of the projects we're doing. So as you can see, they vary. So they can be from bumblebees to lionfish to white-nose syndrome on bats, to wild boars. So that's the thing. We cannot focus on a single thing because we're getting requests of information for literally everything. And something we're going to start this year as well is a pathway analysis of what's coming into Mexico, from where, and also what are the secondary pathways of dispersal. Because once the legislation is out, they're going to want to know how to regulate. And I think many of these things will be able to be regulated through regulating the whole pathway.